Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Samantha. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I'm going to show you my nighttime routine while I'm wearing my box braids. So this is how I moisturize my hair. So it has changed slightly from the way that I used to moisturize. And you know, this is the beautiful thing about a journey, that you learn new things along the way, you try new things along the way, and then stick with it and then see what's working, what's not. So this routine has definitely been working for me, and I thought I'll share with you. So the first thing is I'm going to be using this braid spray. I had traveled, so I didn't have time to make my own moisturizing spray, but you know, I love my DIY, so if you've got one, then you can use that. And I'm also going to be using a couple of things. I'm going to be using this butter and this oil. So the from Sunny Isle, and they have exactly the same ingredients, but one is in the form of a solid butter, this one here, but because it is super thick, I mean, this is like really solid. I find it easier to apply once I mix it with an oil, and I could have mixed it with any other oil, but I decided to mix it with the coordinating oil, just to make it much thinner and easier to apply. So the first thing I do obviously is to moisturize my hair. So I spray onto their hair and the scalp, and I'm focusing on my roots here because they're the ones which have come out you know, from the scalp, and of course there's always a little bit of slippage, so I just want to make sure that that hair is definitely moisturized. So you can see that I'm spraying all over, and just make sure that my hair is definitely moisturized. And I do love the spray. I actually did a video just talking a little bit about the spray, and at that time I had African threading, but it's really good moisturizing spray, and they do call it a leave-in conditioning spray because it does have conditioning properties. The most important thing about that, it has glycerin, so it's glycerin is a wonderful humectant, so that is what helps to keep the hair moisturized. But it also has some collagen in it, which is a protein, so it's going to help to keep your hair nice and strong while it's in a protective style. Obviously you do need to be careful because of that protein, that you don't want to go overboard because you could end up with protein overload. And the other thing I like about the spray is that it has silicons, and we know silicons can help the hair to retain moisture for longer, and they also help to soften the hair, so that's why I like using the spray. So once I've sprayed it onto my roots and massaged it, I now actually spray it onto the actual braids, because I do have hair braided into those extensions, and I want to make sure that I moisturize that hair as well. I think oftentimes we tend to forget about the hair that's in the extensions and just focus on the hair that's sprouted from the scalp, and this could actually lead to dryness of the hair in the extensions and also breakage. So the extensions do kind of suck moisture from the hair. You'll notice that you know, the hair tends to be a little bit drier than the hair at the roots, so I do like to make sure that I'm taking care of that hair and moisturizing it, and that's why you see that I was spraying it onto the braids, and then actually squeeze the moisture into the actual braids, just to make sure that the hair absorbs as much of that liquid. So I'll just continue to do that, and then once I finish that, I will come back and explain the next step. So I finished applying the moisturizing liquid, and now I'm going to add the oils. So remember, this butter is practically a solid oil, so that's why I'll just refer to them as oils. So I just take a dollop of that solid butter, and then I mix it with about 3 or 4 big drops of the oil, and then just mix them together. Obviously it just depends on the consistency that you're after. I just want it really loose, so that it's easy to apply onto the scalp and also onto the hair, because I'm definitely going to rub this onto my hair to make sure that my hair stays moisturized for longer. But this is a scalp, it's a growth oil, but so we want to make sure that you apply it to your scalp if you want to stimulate growth. Otherwise, if you're just applying it to your to the length of your hair, the hair shaft, then that's focusing on length retention, which is very different to hair growth. So as you can see, I'm now just applying it onto the scalp, making sure that I massage it into the roots as well. And I'm very gentle when I do this, because obviously when the hair is in box braids, you don't want to over manipulate it, because then it can actually break even right at the roots. So you do want to be quite careful when you're doing this. And I don't use a lot, as you can see. I only use a small amount, because a little does go a long way. We don't want to end up with a lot of product buildup, and you just want your scalp and your hair to be able to absorb all of this, so you don't want to go overboard. And then, as you can see, I'm now just squeezing a little bit of that oil into the actual hair, again along the braids where my hair is, to make sure that that hair is moisturized, and I'm actually basically sealing in the moisture that I put in. So this is what is called the LO method of moisturization. I know we probably use the LCO or LOC methods more often than not, but you can actually just use the LO method, which is just a liquid followed by an oil. Some people have done that and nothing else, and it still works. Obviously, when my hair is out of a protective style, I like to use the LCO method because I like to use leave-in creams. But when my hair is in a protective style, I now just use the LO method, because then that just reduces the chances of product buildup, which can be pretty nasty and a nightmare. So what I'm going to do now is just do a secondary protective style. So I'm just going to wrap that up into a bun, and that makes sure that the hair is tucked away and it's not going to be pulled. And then I'll wear my satin bonnet. So I'm just showing you that I actually wear this inside out deliberately, because I don't want that seam to be rubbing against the hair or my edges, because then it can cause friction and can result in hair loss. So that's pretty much it. That's what I do. That's my nighttime routine. I don't do this every single night. I just check in with my hair, and if it feels a bit dry, that's when I follow this routine. But because I seal in the moisture, it actually doesn't need to be done on a daily basis. So I will be doing a proper review of this product, so stay tuned and make sure you come back and watch that video, because it's going to be really exciting. But otherwise, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Remember to like, comment, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. To those of you who have subscribed, I just want to say a big thank you, and I love you so much. So I'll have another video for you real soon. Until then, take care, my lovelies. Take care of your loved ones, and God bless. Bye for now.